It's spooky, but fun, like me.
Since this promises to be a most dire and stressful evening, I suggest we form a calming circle.
Well, hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video where I'm going to chat about my spooky palettes. I have the magical number 13 palettes here in front of me that I'm going to chat about. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm from the Netherlands, hence the accent. I'm also slightly orcish, relatively vintage, and I love makeup, spooky things. Halloween is basically the vibe that I live by almost, and I also love to be creative. Let me explain some things. Slightly orcish means that I am an olive. My skin tone is olive, so I'm green, which very much fits in this time of year, right? Relatively vintage means I'm 46. Yes, I also have ADHD and I'm autistic, so it's the complete package. Yes, I also just started a new channel, so I'm kind of wanting to promote that new channel as well. That's called Vanadis Pagan Art, well, where as kind of the name suggests, I do my artsy stuff. So the first video that went online was actually me making this. Yes, which also lights up because it has a battery operated tea light in there. More of those types of videos will be there. However, because the channel just recently started, I want to do kind of a giveaway there as well. So go to Vanadis Pagan Art, subscribe, make sure that your subscription is open to the public so I can check if you are subscribed. And when we hit 1K there, this one or its equivalent will be the grand prize. I am planning to do a video making one of these though, so that will also come there. So yeah. And on that side note, if you get any comments by me saying that you want something and that I need you to contact me on WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever, please don't fall for it. There are scammers on YouTube right now that use the thumbnail from the picture of the channel, but with a different name. My name here is Nikki Raven. There's nothing in front, there's nothing behind, it's just Nikki Raven. And if you see that, also you can see that there is, I think, kind of a color block behind my name. Then you know that that is the person that is truly the boss of the channel and no one else. So there's that. And if you're not sure if it is me or not, please contact me on Instagram. So, you know. Okay, let's just get into the video. So I have uploaded a video about my neutral palettes. I have uploaded one about basically my toasty palettes, so the palettes that make me that I want to use kind of, you know, in fall and all that. And I also always look forward to doing my Halloweeny palettes. Now this year I wanted to do it a little bit differently. I wanted to do spooky palettes because yeah, that's the vibe that I was going for. So let me grab them all and start with the one that I have on my eyes. Now, I do have to say that not everyone will consider this spooky palettes. I do, and it's my video. So we're going to run with that. Yes, the first palette that I'm going to mention I have on my eyes, and it is from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's the Weirdos palette. Now this was part of her Halloween release. She released 4 palettes and this was one. I did get this sent in PR and I also have an affiliate code that you will see on screen. The shade that's there kind of looks a little bit wonky. I think it's a cream, but I still have to check. I just got done filming with this palette, so I'm not sure if it is a cream. It does behave like a cream, but this is the look that came out of it. I don't know if it's currently in stock though, but I will list all the palettes down below. Yeah, this is the vibe and the time that it released. Honestly, this palette basically inspired by the movie The Craft, the first movie. That movie, it's just such a spooky vibe, right? Witchy vibe, and I think a lot of people will kind of consider that a Halloween movie. I do not, but that is okay. It is a spooky movie. That's why I call this spooky. My spooky palettes instead of my Halloween palettes. And this I feel very much needs to be in here. The quality is very, very nice. I think that the look that came out was very, very cool. I actually did this look during a live that I will link underneath the cards as well. Talking about my new channel and playing with this one. Yeah. Spooky palette number 1. Oh, by the way, they are not ranked, just saying. The next one that I'm going to mention is a palette that launched last year from Unique Beauty. And Unique Beauty is a UK-based indie brand. Here she is. It's the Dark Souls palette. This is a vibe thing. And again, for me, werewolves and witches and all that, it's not Halloween per se. I love movies like that all year round, so it's not specifically Halloween. If you follow me kind of on Instagram, you kind of know I'm into the witchy stuff, right? Also considering the tattoos that I have. I think that the color story is so cool, so stunning. It kind of gives me that, it really reflects the outside of the palette. And then I'm going to swatch this. Very nice. Also very nice quality. This palette, if it's currently in stock, I'm not sure if it's currently in stock, but the palettes were all sold individually as well. Okay, the next one that I'm going to mention, I feel it's spooky. Why? I will explain. I hope. It's from Fantasy Cosmetica and it's the Druid palette. Now these, her brand is fantasy gaming inspired. So here is her first palette, the Druid palette. And this is a spooky palette for me because it gives me basically swampy witchy vibes. And it's a color story that I really enjoy playing with this time of year. And honestly, when I was basically pulling all the palettes that I wanted to talk about, this one, I was like, yeah, but it's actually not really spooky. But it does need to be in here. Because the looks that I get, they're kind of murky, they're kind of, and the weird thing is I have more murky palettes in my collection, but this one made the cut because of the whole theming. Also because of the front, it gives a little bit of a spooky mystical vibe. I don't know, yeah, it gives me spooky vibe instead of happy-go-lucky mystical. I don't know. It needs to be in here. So the next palette that I'm going to mention is also, it launched this year, and this is also, it's from a movie which it crops up around this time of year, and it is the Beetlejuice collaboration with Makeup Revolution. I just pulled the big palette, so here it is. It's as you can see, the Beetlejuice palette, and this is how you open it up, and then this is it. And I think it's just so fun. So fun. The quality on this was actually nice. It's the nicer Makeup Revolution collection. But I just thought that this was just... I was so cool. Did I use all the palettes that I have here? Yeah, so I did use them all. Also a reason why it's these 13. You know, spooky. They're doing a remake of Beetlejuice, right? Very interested, very interested. Next, I am actually going to go to 2 palettes from the same brand, but that's okay. I have more of the same palettes from the same brand, but let's go to this one. This first one that I'm going to mention is an older palette. It actually released Halloween last year. And it is a collaboration between an amazing creator on YouTube and Shroud Cosmetics. So the amazing creator is Betty Bean. Mine still says Beaut Bean, which was her old channel name. And this is the It's Freaking Bats palette. It's her first collab, and this just needs to be in here. It was one of the first palettes that I grabbed for this video. I love the quality of this. I love the murkiness of this. I love the fact that I can, even though you would not think that you can blend the colors, you can. So it's just an undertone thing that it's just murky enough that the shadows can blend into each other without turning extra muddy, because they are a little bit muddy in and of it themselves, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this obviously needed to be in here. And then also, obviously, we need to have a discussion about the new one, the Hallobean palette. Maybe I even love this one more than the first one. This is just such a stunning palette. I filmed 2 looks with this. It's just so pretty. This shade Black Flame is probably the favorite shade that I have in the palette. Let's see. So you see the purple. It's kind of like the shade that I have on my eyes, but then more in a powder form. I think you can kind of see it, right? Oh, it's just so pretty. And also the white is also, I think it's an iridescent duochrome. I don't know. This one also has a shift in it. So stunning. I love it. It's spooky, but fun, like me. Next, I'm going to go to a palette that when I pulled this one, I was like, yeah, yeah, it gives me a little bit of, I don't know, New Orleans vampire-esque balls. Not vampire balls, but you know, a masquerade ball. Those kind of balls. I don't know. Do vampire have balls? I don't know. Never mind. Let's not go there. It's from Colourpop and it's the Baroque palette. Or Baroque palette. There's just something about this color story that I'm like, yeah. Yeah, when I see this palette, the feeling that this palette gives me is, you know, a masquerade ball where there are a few humans and the rest is just, I don't know, vampires. I'm very basic with this, but there's just something about this color story that I find needs to be in a spooky palette video. Apparently. Yes, I have more from Colourpop, which won't surprise you, I think. So let's go to the next one, which will not surprise anyone. It's the first Hocus Pocus palette. So I also have the outer box, because they have different, you know. So I usually have it in the outer box. I keep the outer box, but the original Hocus Pocus palette, here she is. And yeah, this just needs to be in here. Is this a glitter? Oh yeah, I forgot that there was a glitter in here. I do like the color story. I do kind of like the color story in here, with the exception basically of the first part here. But there's just something about it. So I don't use this palette often. I actually hardly use it, but I do know that every time I use the palette, and I use this one, which is basically Goodbye Cruel World, I have to say it like that, like in the movie. There's also, I call it a bus. You know, I very much am then like that. I call it a bus. A Goodbye Cruel World. Like that. Yes. When I'm doing my makeup, if I'm using this palette. Never mind. I also have the latest one that obviously also needs to be in here. So here is that one. And I just really love that they also went there this time. It's just so cool. And then also the color story. I think with the artwork again and the complete color story. Now I have the complete collection of the Hocus Pocus 2. I have the complete collection. I actually have one of the Jelly Mud shadows in my inner corner today. But this is just such a fun palette. I used it once. I don't know if I will be able to use it more because my collection is very big. But this is just such a fun palette. Such a fun palette. And when I see this, I just get happy. So, and it needs to be in here. It needs to be in here. What can I say? Okay, so yes, then I'm going to go to an indie brand, and this is also a palette that I don't think will surprise a lot of people. It's from Nomad Cosmetics and it's the Haunted Europe. So let me show you the front. It was their Halloween release from last year. It's the vibe thing, the Haunted Europe, the vibe thing. Also with the shade names, the color story. So basically you have one side is... this side is more fall-esque, you know, and then that side is for when you go, I don't know, Halloween hunting, or when you want to look a little bit more dead, you know, kind of like that. The quality on this is so good, and yeah, they always do something new. I don't know if it's available right now. You will have to check on the link that I sent you down below, but yeah, this is a shade that I love so much, which is called the Catacombs. I love this is a steel grey with some brown in it as well. I don't know, it's just such a unique color, and the formula is amazing. So obviously it needs to be in here. Yeah. Next I'm going to go to a palette that I pulled from the brand V Cosmetics. And V Cosmetics is a UK indie brand as well, but they specialize on witchy and spooky stuff. So I was kind of thinking about, okay, are there more palettes that I want to grab from them? I also have the As Above, So Below palette, but is it really spooky? It kind of is, but it also isn't. So I did not pull this one. I pulled this one on purpose, and it's the Book of Shadows. Can we just appreciate how the outside looks? So extremely cool. The attention to detail in this. And then there are also symbols around the mirror. Let me hold it up like this. And then here is the color story, which is a little bit more jewel toned. It's not a color story that I use often because I don't really go for jewel toned often, but the whole vibe, it actually was on display there. There. It was on display there. So I had to grab it for the video. Yeah, it's just... And I could have pulled Manny's palette that you see behind me. The book of... What's it called again? The Moonspel palette, the first Moonspel palette. I could have pulled that one as well. So it's an honorary mention, but this one, yeah, made the video. Okay. Then I am... Why isn't it in here? V Cosmetics, the whole vibe of the brand is kind of like this. But I just wanted to pull this palette because it's just so stunning. And the reason that I did not pull the Moonspel palette is actually, I have no idea. Oh wait, I can... If I, bear with me, if I do these as one, but they are not one, right? But they are with the same brand and the same, let's cheat. So, I know it's 13, right? But yeah, basically it's, I don't know, 13 plus a bonus. So you'll get 13 plus a bonus. Or is this one more spooky than that one? Well, no, not really. So let's leave that one to the end. Yes, you know the last one I'm going to mention. Doesn't matter. So let's next go to Martina Cosmetics. And from Martina Cosmetics I pulled the 669 palette, which was her Halloween release from last year. It was actually the first time that I tried the brand. So the case... As you can see, it's dirty, yes, it's velvety, and black velvety in a house with cats. But that's okay. So this is what she looks like. And then this is the color story, which it's extremely spooky, right? It's just so cool. And the whole vibe, the shade names are... female witches. So we have an Ursula, but we also have Zelda, we have Hildegard, we have Medusa, we also have Freya. So we have a lot of those witchy vibe names here. And the quality is very nice. Very nice indeed. I don't know if this one will come back though. I don't know if it was extremely limited edition. I actually have no idea. The next palette that I'm going to mention is the newest palette from Martina Cosmetics, which is Mission XXX. Here's the outer box, which opens like that. And it's just... It's so cool. This is Alien inspired. And the reason that this is here, not necessarily because of the time that it releases, just because I find the Alien movies that this one is based on partially. It's also based on Prometheus. So they're scary AF. So that's why it's here. Because that for me, yeah, that's not even spooky anymore. That's just plain scary. Let's face it. So here is the palette itself. And then here is the color story, which is in and of itself not really that spooky, but in this it's just the theme, you know, aliens. I don't know, those face huggers, they scare the crap out of me. So yeah, that's why I felt like this palette needed to be in here as well. So that was 13, right? But yeah, I don't know, 1 plus 3 is 4, so we can also do 14. Why? Honestly, because I forgot to pull this palette. And I love the number 13. What can I say? So the last one that I'm going to mention, which is then technically an honorary mention, is the Moonspel number 1. You also see Moonspel number 2 behind me. Yes, or behind me on that side. But this one is way more spooky. Why? Because I don't know, it's black. And it's also way more me, because we have the spider here. We have the spider, me is the spider, but we also have the bee. I have the bee here. We have the snake. I have a snake tattoo. So, you know, and the scullies and the eyes. And so this is very much my aesthetic. Just saying. Maybe that kind of says something. But yeah, this one just also needs to be in here. So here's the color story. It's no longer available and I'm quite sad about it because I love this color story a lot. But it's just, again, it's just the whole vibe with this one. This is one of the palettes that's actually always on display. And I just love it so much. So, yeah. Those were all the palettes that I was going to mention today. Now, I will probably have palettes in my collection that you are like, but I cannot... why did you not pull that one? Isn't that one spooky? Isn't that one spooky? I can name, for instance, the Unearthly Cosmetics In the Dark palette. In the Dark... The In the Dark palette is more moody for me than spooky. Why? I don't know. But it is that way. Yes, these were all the palettes that I want to chat to you about today. And I will leave as many down below as I can. I will at least list all the ones that I mentioned. Let me know if you have any spooky palettes in your collection. Or, you know, the ones that give you, I don't want to say creep you out, but kind of give you, you know, it's, we are in Victorian London, because in Victorian London everything is spookier. It's evening, there's mist or basically smoke everywhere. And I don't know, the cobblestones are a little bit shiny and glistening and you don't know if it's from the recent rain or from blood, you know, kind of like that. Yes, I think it's time for me to stop working today. I have done a lot, which is fine. I had a good day. I hope you had an amazing day as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to also go to Vanadis Pagan Art to subscribe there and enter the giveaway. And I am going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye guys.
And have a safe and happy Halloween.